Good evening, all. This is GOvitational 6. Finals pod. Everybody is ready. I haven't done a traditional draft for some time, so I will be doing this by the seat of my pants. Thankfully, Rock Bobster allowed himself to be the commentator's curse. So we'll see how it goes. Right, it'll be what it'll be. It's nice to make a finals pod after being eliminated in week 1 last time round. Orba Dragon Klein, blech. Glade's fine. Kalane's nice, obviously, but I think Battle Cry Goblin is probably right here. Uh, I feel like Battle Cry Goblin is probably right, right? Grim Bounty is also good, but it is double pipped. I think it's between Battle Cry and Grim, right? Kalane's nice, and you want Kalane in red black, but it's probably. I suppose say it's probably early to speculate on the pick, but I suppose pack 1 pick 1's as good a time as any. But there's a lot of good red in this pack, a lot of good red. We'll take a quick snip and see what wheels as well, so I don't have to memorize the cards. So for me, it's between Kalane, Goblin, Bounty. Yeah, I mean, Valasinger's nice. Owlbear's good too. But a 2-drop bear with pack tactics in the strongest color. I think I'm going to take the Battlecry Goblin over the double pick black or the black red card. Might be wrong. Might be sending what looks like strong signals down the table. But I think I like Battlecry Goblin here. So I will take it. So, Den of the Bugbear, Rare Land, Price of Loyalty, very nice. Demon Gorgon's Clutches. I feel like we should snag a price while we can, just in case we end up in the sack thing. Den of the Bugbear is a nice fast man land as well. But we can't be sending Kalanes and prices, I don't think. So someone took an uncommon. John took an uncommon from pack 1. I think we're going to take red. Take price. Pass Den. We can't do anything to try and keep Man of Colour, but Den requires some setup, is a fine fast manland, and is an extra spell, but price is price. This doesn't go in black-red. 50 feet is quite the mana sink, wants to play a longer game. And then Steadfast Paladin and Minimus Containment are the only other cards, but price is as good as they are, and is in the colour of my first pick. So I'm going to take it and not worry too much. So let's see what Bob and John took out of pack 1. Took a rare and a common. So we can have from the uncommons, Fly obviously is quite nice, but does 2 for 1 yourself when they remove the creature. Mind Sorcerer is a hell of a setup. I feel like Feign Death's alright here. Don't want critical hit. Have already passed a bunch of white. An Unexpected Windfall's fine here, but Feign Death is nice. I think. I'm going to take Feign Death and hope that because I'm in red, I'll get past some more removal options. Although with Scott and Bobster upstream, that might be tricky. But let's take Feign. We're already seeing me carve out a boring lane. So now we start to run into a wee bit of trouble. Celestial Unicorn made it through Scott, Bobster, and John for a rare and uncommon and another common. Having passed a Paladin, I don't really like passing Unicorn, and that's a lot of white that's gone by me, which I might yet be able to pivot to. I'm not fussed about Baleful Beholder. Big 6-drop, 2 pips. Priest of Ancient Law's good, but I like to get the payoffs before the enablers. I don't know if that's the wrong way around, but that's what I do. So I'm going to take Celestial Unicorn. That's another Glade that makes it past. Glade might have worked, Gruul's alright. But Unicorn's the sort of thing that could end up being a real nightmare against me. Druid class, fine. Idol, fine. Paladin, fine. The only reason to take Armory Veteran would be because it's a bear. I'm not likely to be running equipment. Although I suppose I could pivot into white. Red. Not fussed about Guild Thief. Conjure is pretty good. We've passed a bit of blue so far. Druid class goes with Unicorn but doesn't go with my other picks. But I'm waiting to see if I get any black sack outlets or not. And there's still time to set me up to go down another path. Druid's not as good as other classes. Paladin instead? Or Armory Veteran? I'll take Druid class. I've already hung on it for a long time. Well, now we can have Gorgeous George. Jaded Sellsword is alright. The question is whether we end up drifting Gruul here. Although Inspiring Bard also works for Druid class and leaves us open to Gruul too. I think it's between Sellsword, Herdgorger, and Bard. Nice to get top end early, I guess. Let's go Herdgorger. And all of the apps wanting to restart my laptop. I don't think so. Yeah, we'll go Gorgeous George. And we'll see whether there's a Gruul lane. But it also works in white-green. Keep my options open. Okay, so Krydle comes by because no one likes being black-red, but I'll have a hard time getting red as well. So I like Elterguard Ranger here. For Gruul, it's good for pack tactics. It goes in white-green as well. Someone to the left of me is going to have a great time picking up that blue. But it's not me yet. I'll take the Elterguard Ranger. I'm going to cut the black, assume I'm not going to see any meaningful black, and we will go from here. We're almost at the wheel. I'm sure the Steadfast Paladin won't make it back to me. Not seen any other enablers. So I'll hedge my bets on Gruul versus Selesnya and see whether black comes back the other way in pack 2. Goblins is nice. That's a lovely pickup at this point. Over Herald and a Mace and a Treasure Vault, certainly. So we'll have Goblins. Aye. That's fine. So, yes, Owlbear over Battlecry Goblin, possibly pack 1, pick 1. Although we need bears, so I'm fine with Battlecry Goblin. Thin on the ground right now, one way or the other. Let's have a look at what wheels. Glade, Bull Strength, and another Gorgeous George. That's good sign. So Owlbear was the only green card to leave the pack first time round. boy. Do I take another George? Otherwise, all the red's gone apart from the orb. Kalane went, Grim Bounty went, all the white went, which pushes me more towards green-red than green-white. But I think we take another Gorgeous George. It's nice to have big top end. Bull Strength or Glade are also probably appealing, but second Gorgeous George. Now we'll take a Neverwinter Dryad over Find the Path. Neverwinter can help us ramp towards those Georges. Man, we don't really want any of these. If we get an Owlbear critical hit's nice. Otherwise, it's garbage. So, instead, I'm going to take You Come to a River and make sure it doesn't end up in someone else's deck. Can be very annoying. I'm going to cut the Unicorn for now. We take Bullet here, and it looks like now we're base green and swithering about our second colour. But Null's also... That's fine for an Alpha Strike. Someone is delighted to be blue, but it's not me. And Herald Wield. Pack 2. No Dragon Turtle. Warlock class, if we do end up doing the black thing. Spoils is good in our deck, as is Improvised Weaponry. But then so's Purple Worm. At this point, what do we want? We've got time to push into black if we think we want to be red-black, but I've seen no sack outlets yet. Improvised Weaponry does make treasure, and we do want some treasure for Price of Loyalty. And the red got snapped up more, so I'm going to take Improvised Weaponry and see if Worm or Spoils wheel. But some stuff that approximates removal has to be on the menu now. And that might be terrible. I might have had to pick Purple Worm there. But I'm unconvinced there's enough stuff in white there to drag me into it. Dawnbringer Cleric obviously works with Celestial Unicorn. But I may get red going back the other way. I might not. I'm not clever enough to know. We'll just have to wait and find out. So, Roper works, Demon Fang Knoll works in our... So that I guess the question is, do we take another Improvised Weaponry and hope that we're the only ones in Gruul? Moon Druid's nice too, obviously. Moon Druid's very nice. But green did wheel a lot. I might take a second Improvised Weaponry here and see if Targnar... I've never actually said the name. Targnar Demon Fan Knoll. We'll take Improvised Weaponry. Sellsword might be the right option here again, as might Moon Druid, but Moon Druid might wheel. And, I mean, I like to prioritize a little bit of treasure making potential removal. So, here is another deck which isn't doing a lot for us. Faraday's Fireball or the Eltergard Ranger. Having got two Improvised Weaponries, I kind of like Ranger. Or maybe Boots. Boots on a Gorgeous George and stuff can be real nice. But with Fighter class in the deck, it might wheel. I'm going to take another Ranger, although I'm starting to get a little bit like top endy. Six creatures effectively using goblins as a creature card. Yeah, I'm going to take Ranger. I want a critical mass of creatures, and they spawn two bear wolves as well. But I definitely need more bears. Okay, so that's me probably swearing off Selesnya. Oh, old Gnawbone is. I, I need a bear, but I'm not trading an old Gnawbone for a scaled herbalist. Are you joking? Or a Gnoll hunter, in fact. It's got to be old Gnawbone, right? It makes treasure. I need that for price of loyalty. A general ramping, although if I'm casting a 7-drop, I've probably already ramped. I guess I wish now I'd got some of those you happen on a glades. There's a sepulchral ghoul. It came too late for me. But at least I'll be cutting prices if they do come round. This pack. They're probably not going to at this point. I'm assuming Scott, Bob, or John are in red, given how quickly it dried up. But we'll take Gnawbone. Can I turn down a mythic in your colour, pal? An owlbear. Oh man. I really want the owlbear. I have a ton of top end though. I'm going to have the Hobgoblin Captain to get some 2-drops. And if owlbear wheels, great. If Armory Veteran wheels, I'll live with that. But my top end is huge, and even though it replaces itself, at this point 2-drops are a must. So I'll take that. Yep, that'll have to do. That made me feel a little disappointed. Red's still coming though. Hopefully that means that some of the people on my right might pass me back red later on. Another choices here then. The Anthem effect with Null Camp and the ability to get a second one. Man, I don't know what's better here. It won't wheel, but also someone else might not be in Gruul and we've just passed another owlbear. I'm going to take the owlbear. Maybe if people aren't in Gruul, maybe both will wheel, but it seems unlikely. Spoils at this point is brilliant. And I'm going to take it over a second Hobgoblin Captain. So although I have no sack outlet, at least with Price of Loyalty and Null Camp, I've got some disruptive combat options. But my top end is stacked. I really need to hope some of those red bears wheel. Nope. I'm gonna have to take Boulette. Let's hope I don't get murdered by that Black Staff of Waterdeep. Someone might go leather armor into Blackstaff, eh? Imagine that world. Oh man, nothing wheeled. So we'll have Dawnbringer Cleric. Oh man, if someone else is in Gruul, I'm going to be very sad. Drum roll. Uh, Circle of the Moon Druid over Plummet. Still need creatures. Circle's good. Works with spoils. Come on. Wheel me a null. Go on, go on, go on. Alas. Well. I guess that means I'm going to be fighting someone for a moderately mediocre Pack Tactics deck. There's not really time to pivot into the Selesnya deck, but maybe there is, I suppose. We'll have to wait and see what the last pack gives. Well, Scaled Herbalist is a 2-drop, and I guess it ramps, actually. That could be worse. Thank goodness everyone else hates the guts of Scaled Herbalist. I will consider you. Well, hoisted by my own petard. I guess splashing Skeletal Swarming is a good thing. Can't pass it. I've got 2 improvised weaponries to splash off. I think I've just got to have it, right? I've got to have it. More than Red Dragon and Kick in the Door. More than another Gorgeous George. More than a Ranger. Yep, fine. Let's hope it finds a home in my deck. At least Bullets and Swarming want the same thing. And Dryad does trigger it. Well, I'll put my hands in the lap of the gods this last pack. See whether we can get somewhere towards a deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 plus Swarming. I'm kind of approaching Creature Mass. I've got a tiny bit of removal. I guess it's what it is. We'll see if the blue player is specifically in blue dice rolling with the Trickster moving. Troubadour is real nice. There's going to be plenty of, I think, again, it's too good versus the 2-drop. And even Swarming Goblins. Plus, Targ is legendary. Maybe they won't take a 3rd one. I'll have the Troubadour here. Being able to venture is non-trivial, I think. So yeah, I'm going to have it. It's also another way of getting me some treasure for the Swarming. Uh, second Null Camp, first Inspiring Bard. First Find the Path. Path Ventures. And Ramps. Do I want Bard or Null Camp at this point? I'm not sure I do. This may be wrong and it might not make the deck, but I will take Find the Path. Actually, I have a sufficiently heavy top end that a little bit of ramp might go a long way, but I'd much prefer you happen on a glade. But beggars can't be choosers, so it doesn't matter. Hive of the Eye Tyrant needs another swamp to get it to do its thing, so it doesn't actually help with swarming. So I think here it's boots. Yeah, boots that might not make the main deck. I'm already up to 23. Druid class isn't, of course, making the deck now, because I'm not doing the life game thing. 1, 2, 3. I've only got 3 2-drops, plus the Dryad for 4 1 or 2-drops, which is below where I want to be. Says the guy who's passed a whole bunch of bears. I'm just about alright for creature count. Removal's lame, but I did pass a fireball for a ranger. Or for a George, I don't remember now. Underdark Basilisk is pretty great in this situation, I think. A 2-drop that has Death Touch and will trade up, which I want more than a wish. Tempted to keep Price of Loyalty in just because it messes with combat maths. So I'll cut the boots for now. So ways to make treasure. Double improvised weaponry. Find the path and wandering troubadour that produce it. And old. Then I'll have to do. Oh boy. Compelled duel is the only thing for me here. Bag of Holding just takes a lot of time to set up. A lot of time. Compelled duel might work. So I'm going to take it. May end up not running it. Might be slightly better than Null Camp if I don't think it's going to work for Alpha Strike. I don't think that... It looks like giant beatdown is what I'm doing. There's a Trelasara. I think here I take Direwolf Prowler. Not a good card. But do I want a third George? I guess the question is, do I now have time to move into Abzan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess maybe I take Trelasara now. Yeah, I take Trelasara and see if I can move into white-green. Oh, man. Losing almost all my removal. And struggling to cast that swarming. Doesn't look great. Now I wish I hadn't passed that Sylvan Shepherd ages ago. I'll decide after the build. Longbow, which I'm certainly not running. More than Kick in the Door, which also ventures. So I guess I take Kick in the Door in case I end up red-green. Well, another Celestial Unicorn at this point does seem appealing to me. Cut the Compelled Duel for now. That works very well with Oh, I've got to put Druid class in. Another Dawnbringer Cleric. Over. Yeah, over Potion of Healing, which replaces itself, but Dawnbringer has a lot of options. As much of a nightmare as Skeletal Swarming is, I think I have to run it. I just have to work out. Another Bullet, which I'm unlikely to run. I ended up with enough 2-drops, guys. I think white-green does turn out to be the build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 6, 7 enablers for life gain. Oh, your Ambushed on the Road isn't a bad last pickup as well. So 4 cuts. How many creatures are in the deck at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 creatures. That's wrong. Um, One Dryad for the ramp. I think Gloomstalker's out. And Find the Path. 1 Bullet. Compelled Duel works well with Basilisk. But sorcery speed, it's... No, can't do it. So, how far into a dungeon does one have to go to start making treasure? Because troubadours... No, I can't run swarming, can I? I simply can't run it. It's ludicrous. I just end up with no fixing or searching. I just end up having a horrible, horrible time. Yeah, I'm not going to destabilize my mana base for it. I don't know how big a bomb it is. Do I put Compelled Duel back in then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jeez. The balance is crazy too, with Trelasara in the mix. I think this is the right build with 3 unicorns and a Trelasara, 3 clerics, druid class, double herd gorger, and true. I can't possibly be Gruul. I've now got 5, 6 2-drops, although Trelasara might come out later, plus the Dryad, which helps ramp. The question is whether or not I want Compelled Duel or Find the Path, I guess. Find the Path for ramp plus venturing. Spoils, I have no treasure making apart from venturing. And then mana base is the question. Shall we see if MTG on Curve has been updated? Ah, it has now. That's good. With a 10-7 mana base, everything looks alright apart from Trelasara. Dawnbringer's a little dicey. What about 8-9? See, that's pretty much all around better. Dryad drops down, but Dawnbringer is a lot closer to 90 and we gain a couple of pips on Trelasara. So I'm going to go 9-8. I'm not sure that's great, but I think that's our deck. It's got life gain, it's got limited interaction, but it's got a mother of a top end if I get there. So, we'll give it a go. Thanks for watching. Let me know what lane I should have been in, and bye for now.